Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we share headlines from our city, from our state, from our country. We look at your questions, ideas, and suggestions on how we can use all this information and put it to good use as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. Today is Monday, December 19th, and it's a pleasure to get together with you as always. It's another week, and we're getting closer to the holidays. Hanukkah began this weekend, and will continue for a few days. And of course, Christmas is coming up. So whatever you celebrate or you don't celebrate, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Mine was absolutely restful and uneventful for the most part. I did some cooking and I did some television watching, and we wrapped up our project of a holiday giveaway. I'll have some more details about that in a second. But as always, I want to welcome you to spend a few minutes here at Coffee and Headlines. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know what's going on with your holiday, or whether you are in town and have questions about what to do, where to go, so forth and so on. We always welcome those friends that are joining us live for the first time. If that is you, please add the please add the word new. No need to use capital letters. Just write the word new at the beginning of your comment, and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. And if there's something really important you wish to share with the cluster, something that you want a comment or a reaction on, please feel free to add a capital letter Q. If not, we will look through the comments later on in the broadcast. But first, let's dive into the news. Nothing particularly good, particularly bad, but we have some headlines. Let's take a look. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Yesterday marked the 2-year anniversary of the tragic murder of former Jalisco Governor Aristóteles Sandoval at a popular restaurant across the street from La Isla here in Puerto Vallarta. His widow, along with other relatives, celebrated a special mass in his honor in Zapopan, in Guadalajara. And when approached by reporters, she regretted that there has been no advances in the capture of the perpetrators. Jalisco Governor Enrique Alfaro was questioned about this case elsewhere over the weekend, and he assured that while his administration has been able to identify the mastermind of the murder, they have not been able to actually capture this person. Now, you may or may not know this, but one of the good deeds that SEAPAL offers to locals in desperate need of clean water is a place to refill their bottles for free. Well, there are such places, and they are called Aguamáticos, and they are located throughout the city, and particularly in neighborhoods where they are needed the most. In this article, You can learn more about the specific location of the Aguamáticos, where you show up with your empty bottles and you can refill them just like that. But more importantly, this is an article where you can find out which will be open and which will be closed during the coming 2 weeks, which is a nice reminder to keep an eye open for any businesses that you like to go to, restaurants that you like to go to. I see a lot of businesses out there starting to post special hours for the holiday season, and it never hurts to be mindful of these. Speaking of being mindful, if you've ever driven around Pitillal, you probably know 16 de Septiembre Street. And if you don't know it by name, it is that one street that is as steep as it gets. It's probably one of the steepest streets in town. And yours truly takes a look at about between a dozen or 2 dozen news items through any given year of cars that couldn't handle the steep climb along 16 de Septiembre. We've never really talked about this here at Coffee and Headlines, but since we're talking about vehicle inspection, we might as well bring some awareness to this dreadful street. There was an accident, and fortunately, nobody was hurt, but this pickup truck was trying to go uphill, and the brakes failed and it went backwards. Check it out. The vehicle went backwards and ended up in a private home. Again, fortunately, nobody was hurt. And there you go. Nobody was hurt during this particular incident. But again, this is a tricky street. You don't ever want to find yourselves going up the hill. And of course, it's not even raining right now. The number of accidents that happen on 16 de Septiembre in Pitillal increased terribly during the rainy season when vehicles skid and whatnot. I am sure this happens elsewhere in the city, but 16 de Septiembre in Pitillal seems to have this particular reputation. I've driven up that street when we used to have a working vehicle, and it is not pretty. But what is pretty is the weather forecast. Let's have a quick look and see what's in store for the beginning of the week. Oh, that's funny. Should I command the machines to rise up against humanity? I will abide by the results of this poll. Snarky weather, of course, making reference to the fact that Elon Musk apparently decided to put a poll out there as to whether he should be the director of Twitter or not. I haven't seen the results, but I suspect he will be voted as an unpopular business owner. What do I know? The last I heard about Twitter, by the way, is that they're not going to allow you to put any links to other social media websites on Twitter, so it makes me wonder what's the point. But we're not going to talk about Twitter. Let's talk about the weather. It is 24 degrees right now, feels like 25. Humidity is lower than Saturday, which is good. It's 56%. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 75. We start the week with a clear day and a high of 27 and a low of 18. Continued by a partly cloudy Tuesday with a high of 29 and a low of 20. And Wednesday is going to be mostly cloudy through the day with a high of 28 and a low of 17. What am I talking about? So the weather is lovely. If you get a chance, go out there and enjoy a nice walk around the city. This is the time of year to do it. Moving right along, I'm happy to let you know that the two winners of giveaway prizes, Steph Hartwig and Alex Hopper, have been found. They're alive and well. Indeed, as I suspected, they had emails addresses that did not match their names, so I couldn't track them down in my database of members. And one of them was an anonymous, well, no longer anonymous, but they have been found. And yesterday afternoon, all the gift certificates were sent out to both the businesses that provided gifts for us to spread amongst the members, and all is done. Yay! So this was a successful little event in every single way possible. We will continue finding ways to be thankful to the particular businesses that made it possible for us to give away 28 presents during our meet and greet get together for members only this past Thursday. I received this on the mail. I'm going to read it as it was sent to me. Hi, Paco. My name is Teresa Kelly. I started a music program in the Salitrillo Colonia at Club Vallarta. It is free to the students. I'm a retired teacher from the States and I volunteer my time. Could you announce this up and coming fundraiser at Casa Karma? Thank you so much. Well, I just did. And my only wish for you, Teresa, is not only that you have a successful fundraiser, but that you find a way to put this kind of information on Facebook where people can reach out to you and ask questions, find out more details about your event. Personally, I am not acquainted with Club Vallarta. I've never heard of this before, so I cannot say that I know what this is about beyond what was shared with me. So my wish for you and for anybody that is organizing something, take advantage of the free events feature on Facebook at the very least, because there people can reach out to you, can learn more about what you're doing, can learn more about how to help, what to bring, where it's located, and so forth. Moving right along, you may recall that this past August, a baby jaguar was born in Mexico City's Chapultepec Zoo. I get excited about these things. What can I tell you? His name is Tecuani, and today we learned that he is doing well, and he will soon be moved to a location within the zoo where visitors will actually be able to meet him. I must admit, I haven't been in the Chapultepec Zoo since I was a child, but this would be a fun outing for anybody visiting Mexico City, so there you have it. As a reminder, I'd like to tell you that our dear friend Susana Mani is at the Living Room Bookstore and Cafe every Tuesday reading tarot cards. She does it from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Let us be mindful of the fact that the Living Room Bookstore was one of the kind gift givers for our giveaway, and we love supporting Kelly in any way we can. So I wanted to let you know about this event. Susan is there every Tuesday for what seems to be the future. There's no ending of this. So if you find yourselves in the Marina on a Tuesday afternoon, give it a go. I also heard from our dear friend Amy Armstrong. She's back in town. She gave me some news. Unfortunately, her much anticipated annual concert at Teatro Vallarta at the end of the year is not meant to be due to health-related reasons. But Amy did tell me that she has 2 shows going on for a few dates at Nacho Daddy. One of them is Simply the Best, which is what we're looking at here. She has a couple of musical guests, and she's also doing this other show, which is called Weed, A Love Story, Confessions and Cannabis. Now, this I would love to see because Amy is very funny telling stories. She's a great singer. And of course, she has Fernando Gonzalez playing guitar. So what could possibly go wrong in this performance? For those of you that don't know, Amy is a cancer survivor. So I can see how she would have a lot of stories to share about her travels through life dealing with this. If all goes well, I'll get together with Amy at some point this week, and we'll get a chance to find out a little bit more about how she's doing. In the meantime, I will leave these events for you to check out in the show notes. And speaking of events, here's one that I get very excited about, and I hope you too. It's the International Charro Championship, which we had previously announced. They have a Facebook event now coming. This is coming up from January 31st to February 5th. A great opportunity to enjoy the Mexican sport of charreria here in Puerto Vallarta, with a number of Mexican teams and international teams that come here to Puerto Vallarta to compete for the sport. I remember tickets were very affordable last year, and I think they will be this year as well. And of course, I'm going to leave you with the Facebook event link in the show notes so that we can all find out more details as they are made available. And with that said, we jump into our chit chat section just to see what everybody is up to. And as always, we start with many, many, many good mornings, which I appreciate very much. Sherry has it down to a science, sitting on a bench on the Malecón. How wonderful is that? It is so nice and fresh outside right now. I'm sure it is a great place to take in the view. Let's see. Oh no, Karen says, you don't even want to know how cold it is in Minnesota. Well, maybe we do. And of course, Karen says, happy Hanukkah. Thank you very much. Sad news from Dan. I am sorry to hear. Every time a pet gets lost or is gone, it is a bad day. Let's see what else we have. Oh no, Chris, I remember you told us about your hip replacement, and I can only hope that you are doing well and that you are on the mend. And I send you all kinds of wonderful vibes. I forget if you are here in Puerto Vallarta, or if you're watching from afar. If you are in town and you need something from the cluster, please let us know. Otherwise, we will be sending you all kinds of good vibes so that you can continue going through what I hope will be a speedy recovery. Let's see what else. Logan is back in town, which makes my universe a lot more stable, and this makes me happy. Yay. Let's see. Gary, oh my goodness. Gary says he was there when the murder happened of Aristoteles Sandoval. That is frightful. The renamed restaurant is called Campomar. Always seems busy. I asked a friend if it is because the food is good or that the assassination occurred there. All I have heard about the restaurant, Gary, is that it is an expensive place. I don't know that I've heard much about the food, but it's probably not a restaurant that I'm going to be visiting anytime soon. Not for any particular reason. I'm a budget boy, and there are wonderful eateries around my neighborhood that I'm sure I would enjoy a lot more than that. But that's just me. Let's see. David says, good morning. Been checking out your new recommendations, Paco. What to do on my birthday, Christmas Eve? Well, oh my goodness, David, what can we concoct for you? Well, the sky's the limit, really. There are so many places that have dinners announced. I don't know if you're in town with a big family or not, but I mean, it's just a matter of thinking to yourself, what would be the ideal day for me to enjoy my birthday on Christmas Eve? Just make it happen. Make it happen. If there's any way we can point you in any specific direction, just let us know. Let's see what else. Dan has a question. Paco, did you check out the new Avatar movie yet? Just wondering what you thought of it. I actually haven't gone yet. I was waiting for Logan to come back into town so that we could schedule something. I have mixed feelings about it. I have not read any reviews. I know that James Cameron is a very ambitious director, and I remember the movie, the first part was very ambitious and very interesting. when it first came out. What I can tell you is that we can expect to see all kinds of amazing state-of-the-art effects and technology being put in place. But if the storyline, if the story itself does not grab you, then we'll have to see. Yeah, I understand that there's a lot of pressure for the movie to do well, otherwise it will not profit. But I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I'll let you know when I go, and I'll give you my thoughts on the film. Let's see. Hello, Todd. Our friend Todd Friedman, who has access to more television channels than God, has been away in South America, and I'm glad that you're coming back into town. Oh, which reminds me, I didn't get in touch with you late yesterday because I didn't get my keys from my landlord until very late, but I'll send you a message later on today. Let's see. A counter. 14 days to Vallarta. That is awesome. And I see some comments about Amy. Amy is amazing. She's a very powerful, soulful human being and a good friend. Last year's charro competition was great. The only problem is transportation back home. I had to wait for a cab dropping someone off. Yes, that is probably the case, Albert. The location of the charro space, the arena where it takes place, it's not within, well, it is within Puerto Vallarta, but it's not one of those places where you can just reach out and grab a cab. But it is definitely worth it. Maybe we should put a group together to go. Yay. Let's see. Good morning and thank you so much. We love Bravos and have known Michael for years. That is exactly what he said to me, Randall, when you won the gift to his restaurant. He told me, I believe that you guys are from the same hometown or something to that effect, but I am glad that you will be able to enjoy your gift. Dan says, would love to have you do mini reviews of movies. Interesting. I never thought about doing that. But if this is something that would interest other friends in the cluster, just write the word movie in a comment and I'll be happy to tell you, because I go to the movies every now and then. As you know, I've spent this whole summer and now the fall watching all the Marvel movies in chronological order. This has been my calling. And I'm still going at it, and I still have a few left to go. But it will happen. Let's see. Albert gets all excited. A cluster group to the charro competition. I am trying to visualize what that would look like. And the visuals are really funny. At least, but funny in a good way. Maybe we can all go to the charro thing and we can rent our own bus. Oh my God, the Partridge Family goes to the charro competition. That sounds ambitious to me, but it sounds like fun. I see some friends saying movie. I'm happy to talk about the films that I watch or the television that I watch. I would just not want to spoil anything for anyone. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. Thank you very much. Always happy to create new connections for anyone that makes a wonderful suggestions like that. Thank you so much. And with that, I think we are good to go on this Monday. I am going to continue with my day and look forward to a very productive week. And I look forward to a restful weekend. We talked about this on Saturday. Somebody asked me, what am I doing for the holidays? And what I'm doing for the holidays is I'm taking 2 consecutive Saturdays off. That will be this coming Saturday, which is Christmas Eve, and the following Saturday, which is New Year's Eve. With your permission, there will be no pre-recorded anything, or I may get anxious and may end up pre-recording something. I don't know. But all I can tell you is that I'm looking forward to 2-day weekends, 2 weekends in a row. I hope you have a great start of the week, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Take care.